you. We're gonna slide everybody down. There's this big gap here that's really strange, so let's just get everybody all together here. Y'all know each other, y'all have spent some time together. Hey, we got all the fellas here today. How's this? Y'all look great. You look like y'all should start some kind of band or something. Well, thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all having a good time here in Cape Town. How many of you, show of hands, are from Cape Town? All right. From somewhere else in South Africa. Not from South Africa. There we go. You're not from, you don't know where you're from. Yeah, wherever.
Cameroon.
Cameroon? And where are you living now?
I live in Pretoria. I'm from Scotland.
All right, well, you got that accent everybody likes. So hey, what was it like? You did some filming here. What was it like filming here? Yeah, we'll start on this end and go down. We'll just.
Well, I'm based in South Africa, so.
All right.
It's
just
home
to
some extent. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was
Yeah, I think one of the major things about filming in Cape Town, or when we got to work on the various sets, because obviously there's a lot of shooting that happens at the Cape Town Film Studios. There's obviously a vast number of locations in and around the Western Cape as well, which are absolutely stunning and what makes Cape Town such an incredible place to film. But I think the greatest thing about it was having the international cast, having the international other members that have joined, working alongside local crew to produce this incredible show right here in South Africa. That was incredible.
So did y'all like help take these foreigners around? Like was it the after work? Like, hey, come with me. You know, we can help you figure out what to do here.
It was trial by fire for them. They got to figure it out on their own. Use the mountain, you'll figure out your way.
So let's start on the very end. Let's go all the way down. I want to know about how it happened, like from audition to first day on set. How's that go?
Sorry guys, I'm just dealing with a really bad case of food poisoning at the moment, but I couldn't miss it for the world, and I'm so grateful to be here. So filming, what was your question again, sir?
From the audition process, I'm guessing you probably didn't know what you were auditioning for at first?
No, so initially the project was under an alias name. I think it was called Project Renaissance or something like that. So we didn't know what we were auditioning for. And the character that I was going for was called like Joan Ligi or something like that. So I had no clue it was Bartolomeo. Initially I read the brief and I thought it was Bellamy, just from the description of the character. And so I did my self-tape with the idea that, okay, I'm playing the character Bellamy, who's also a really cool character, but after the initial self-tape, I did 2 callbacks, and then, yeah, that's when they told me this is for the role of Bartolomeo, and then we did a couple of days of prep. Obviously, you guys know there's a lot of prosthetics involved with the character. Yes, thank you. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. A couple of days on set, and yeah, I had a great time.
Let's roll our way down.
Yeah, I mean, as Nan said, it's a very mysterious journey that you go on initially because you just get these tapes and they have aliases and fake names, and for many of the roles as well, it won't even be lines from the show, it'll be a completely made up script for you to audition with. But once you get through that initial phase and you think maybe you have an idea of the characters you're going for, the pressure amps up. So they'll say, okay, cool, you've got a callback, and what a callback entails is that they've sent it out to a whole load of people, and then they've narrowed that list down to maybe 3 or 4 actors, and your callback will be with the producer or director from the show. And now you have an idea of what it's for, so now immediately the pressure is triple, because you're like, okay, I really want to book this. So trying to keep yourself calm, I suppose, is the biggest challenge when it comes to that. But once you get through that, and you have that first experience of going to the studios and testing out the wardrobe and the makeup, that whole excitement just is unbelievable. It's such an incredible process.
I knew I was auditioning for One Piece, and the smoker's name in my audition tape was Leonardo. So those of you who have watched the anime know that Leonardo is this little dude. And so I thought I was auditioning for him. And so I didn't know if I should do like a little squeaky voice or something like that. But auditioned, got the role, and then they told me it was Smoker with about 2 weeks to go until we started filming. So of course, I started panic working out immediately. Yeah, as soon as I jumped on set, it was all go, and it's been cool from there.
Yeah, I mean, I auditioned for season 1, had a call back with the director, didn't get the part, and then season 2 rolled around, and I did a tape, and didn't hear anything initially, then got asked to audition for another character, that didn't work out, so I got offered the first part, and I mean, from the moment we arrived on set, it is such an incredible group of people. The cast, the crew, everybody is committed. They're fans of the source material. And South African crews and actors are the best, guys. We've got so much to be proud of. So when you watch the show, it is a South African show. Be proud.
Man for that. So yeah, hey everyone, my name is Brendan. I played Brogy, one of the giant captains. And also, of course, you get the codename script, but there's only so many big jobs around that use codenames. So I'm like, okay, this is maybe like a one-piece thing. And right at the top, before I even read the sides, it says, special request, please audition with your shirt off, because they want to see your physique. And I've read One Piece, I've watched One Piece. You look at the number of abs on this stage, it's exponential. I just have one. I've got the keg of beer, not the six-pack. And so, so I thought, all right, this is probably not going to be the part for me, right? They want some swole dude who looks like Dracula New York, you know? That costume that makes the eyes go all the way down. But then I read the scene, and it was the scene in the cave. It's a comedy scene where there's the misunderstanding of whether he wants to eat them, but he actually just wants to have them for lunch. And I read the scene and I was like, no. I may not have the abs, but I can play this comedy better than anyone else in Cape Town. I love the idea of this dude in a cave trying to eat people. I think it could be one of the giants. So I was just fingers crossed that they weren't casting for Dory, right? I was like, let's just try and hit that Brogy thing. And a couple of weeks went by, and then I finally heard back, no, they were keen, and I was like, yeah, they want you to call back with 20 other people. And I'm like, oh, why? But I was doing Othello at the time at the Backstar to get time off rehearsals to go and do the callback. And over the afternoon, they just kept pairing us up with different people. And the last pairing of the afternoon was myself and Werner Kutzer, who plays Dory. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we didn't have like a chance to run the scene together like with all the other guys, but once we started doing it, there's just something about his like Pretoria, Boichi rugbyness and my Joburg North Boichi rugbyness, who were like, okay, these guys have definitely been on a 100-year-long fishing trip. And they're not gonna stop until one guy's fish is bigger. And yeah, from there, the rest was history. Had to do a lot of working out with just weights on my wrists to like make the armor work. Had to pick my kids up a lot. Like Vanna was fine. He's like, this costume's not heavy enough. I'm like, shut up. I'm heavy enough. I'm heavy enough for all of us. But yeah, no, it was an absolute blast. And I must just say thank you guys for showing up here today. Thank you so much for watching. It's because you watched season 1, then we've got a season 2 and a season 3, so please keep it up. I want this to go all the way till we see Laboon again.
I auditioned years ago, and I got it by my first ever acting agent, who doesn't represent me, sent me an email because the casting director didn't know how to get hold of me. Because I was working as a casting director as well, but in Johannesburg. And I responded saying, hey, making sure this is going to the right Stephen. I hope he doesn't miss his audition. And then later in the day, she was like, no, it's for you, read it. So I read it and I called the casting director and I'm like, what is this? She's like, I can't tell you. And I'm like, I know it's a live action. The character's name is Videl. Please don't be Dragon Ball Z. A lot of panic went through there. And then she was just like, just audition. We can't find this role and I think you're great for it. And so my wife and I like took it as a joke. We put eyeliner on and we like really just messed around. And then the next day they're like, all right, the director wants to do a callback. So I'm like, all right, eyeliner back on.
You never took it off, don't lie.
And then yeah, a week later they confirmed me, and I'm like, for what? And then they were like, oh, it's One Piece, and I'm like, okay. As I didn't know what the show was, and then I googled my character and I just counted his abs. I was like, damn, I like beer and food too much to do that. So. And then yeah, the rest is history. I got on the set and they let me kind of like do what I want, leave me to my own devices, and yeah.
Code name, everything, and there's some sort of music involved in it. I go ahead and I do two casting. We've done thousands of self-tapes, so there's no pressure whatsoever. You do it, you submit it, you forget about it. Alright, callback time. Now I'm a fan of the show. And on the day, as I'm driving to the callback, it clicks. Wait a minute. This is Brooke. Like, there's no denying it. I know my lines, I've studied everything. And then as I get out of the car, I forget everything. Like, the pressure suddenly just like piles up. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute, what's the line? And fortunately, the casting director was there, just like, let me calm down a little bit, just so I can embrace it. Because Brooke is, I'd say, one of the most loved characters in One Piece. So just to like take it all in, go in there, do what I gotta do, and then the rest is history. So yeah, and hence the reason why we are here today. Thank you very much to you all for watching the show. And yeah.
I think the straw hat, bro.
What's a skill or experience from your life that helped you connect with your characters?
Tell them about the time you were a Iceland for 3 months. No, so, my character, Dalton, he's quite stoic, quite serious, so I think I had an easier job than some on the show who've got these really wild, outlandish characters. I had to really pull myself in, which was fun. But in terms of characteristics for myself, I say he's a kind guy. That's what I try to be. Don't always get it right. He's a really kind guy with a strong moral compass. Kind of giving myself a bit of a pat in the back here. So I'm just going to pass this on, thank you.
Smoker is very stubborn and does not like being told what to do, unfortunately. So, it's a lot like my childhood, if you were to ask my parents. That and, you know, chain smoking cigars. I like a cigar, I don't know. That's and also, you know, he's drinking in a lot of the scenes. I'm Scottish, I like a drink, so there's a lot of similarities there. He's a lot cooler than I am, but there's a couple things that I've done before.
Let me just real quick. So, are you really smoking in all of those things?
Most of the time, I'm smoking flavorless, nicotineless vaporizer that's wrapped in like a fake rubber cigar. Yeah, it's as bad as it sounds. But every now and then, and especially if I have something to do with it, anytime we need to light the cigar on the scene, you need a real cigar so that you can see it lighting up. So most of the time when I get on set, I'm like, I think we should be lighting a cigar at the top of the scene. And I get a real cigar. And those are the great things on set. There's actually, sorry, I'll make this quick. One day, I was smoking cigars so much that at the end of the day there was like, because you have to start the cigar at the same part of the cigar for the start of every take, otherwise it'd be a different length, so it looked weird on camera. So we had like 10 cigars, it all just had 1 or 2 puffs out of them, so at the end of the day we just passed them around and the whole film crew were standing around smoking cigars, so it's kind of cool. I hope there's a picture of that somewhere.
I guess one skill that I learned was the switchblade. I practiced with the switchblade. Obviously, Bartolomeo has a switchblade. So I practiced with that for about a couple of months, and that's something that I learned to do, a cool skill that I learned on set. And then I guess how I can relate to Bartolomeo is, I don't know, I feel like for a lot of people there's a moment in their lives where something switches and either you decide to chase your passion or something just clicks in your brain and you're like, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think that moment for Bartolomeo is when he sees Luffy and he's like, wow, I don't want to be a street smart thug anymore, do you know what I mean? I actually feel like my life has a bigger purpose and it is to serve Luffy in a way. And I feel like, yeah, as a young boy growing up, I didn't know what my life had in store for me, and acting and performance was that moment of switch. So I guess something that's where I can relate to Bartolomeo in a way. Yeah.
I'm a famous shower singer. So that's what I took with me, just the joy of singing in the shower and just sharing that with you all. Maybe later. And also the violin, that's what we learned on set. I had a violin teacher, just to like teach me how to play the violin, just to get the hand movements right and the melody right and all of that. So that skill will stay with me forever. And I've actually, the passion to learn the violin is growing every day. So yeah, I'd say that's about it.
Yeah, I'm very opposite to my character in almost every way. I think the only skill I brought is I'm really good at napping at home. My character likes to nap too, and I'm pretty grumpy when I wake up. Don't mess with me. No, I had no sword fighting skills, none of that. They had to train me from scratch for a month. But now I'm pretty proficient with a weapon, a blade.
And I've tried to fight him hand to hand. He's also good with his hands. His hands are deadly. Don't mess around with this guy. Or Callum, he can also, he brought his jiu-jitsu instructor yesterday to make us all feel even weaker. But the one part of my life I suppose that translates over to Brogy is a love of food and drink and celebrating and telling stories and just having a good time. Balanced by being just super stubborn. Just like, no, bro, I know this. No, you're not going to change my mind. Okay, fine, let's fight to the death. Let's let the gods decide, because my fish is bigger than yours. And if you're too dumb to admit that, then I'm going to have to kill you. Let's find out. And so that's something that evidently follows through. That tracks through my life. My brother and I, we would fight the whole time. He was 3 years older than me, but even when I was beaten, I'd be like, no, another round. Let's go again. So there is that.
Yeah, I mean, from my side, from Mr. 11, obviously being Manny's the show, I think one of the most enjoyable part about playing this kind of character is that it's always fun to play the bad guy, you know? So to embrace that side of yourself, I don't think I took very much personally from myself into the role, but being able to play another side of yourself or to play a completely different character is so much fun, and like we all said, learning new skills. So for us, obviously, the sword fighting is learning from scratch. It's effectively like learning a dance and learning choreography. And the one thing I can say about the stunt team and the fight choreographers on the show is they are absolutely insane. Seeing these guys move around with blades or guns or just hand-to-hand fighting, it's unbelievable to watch. So to be able to be taught by them and to be able to bring that action to life on screen was just the most fun.
All right, because there's so many of you, we don't have a ton of time, but the one question I want to leave them with is, what's some advice that you've gotten in your career that changed you?
Advice in your career that has changed you?
I got one. Like, do not, unless you really have to, for like a very technical reason, never ever ever watch the Russians. Never watch what they filmed, because your job is to help the costume and everything. Your job is to feel and be that character. And maybe you look at the Russian and you're like, oh, I thought he would look cooler doing it or whatever. You don't know, 6 months down the line, someone's put amazing music to it, they put another layer over it. you don't feel cool in that moment, but it's a vital story beat for your character and the whole rest of this thing. Like you are literally just one color on the palette, and there's someone else that's painting this whole beautiful canvas. So if you can, just have fun being blue. Be every blue. Be azure, be light blue, be teal. Just have fun. Because that's what looks good.
The best piece of advice that I didn't follow for a long time was just don't take yourself so seriously. There's like 20 plus people making a decision on who's gonna get the role. It's really out of your hands. So just, like what you said, you just do the audition, you hand it in, you do the next one. Like,
I think one of the toughest skills to learn being an actor is being able to shoot and forget. Just, like I say, you've done, well, Marshall said, we do a lot of self-tapes for various roles and shows and whatever, and you might get one and you think, yes, this looks so epic, and you give everything to this tape and you put it in, and then you just have to move on with your life, just forget that you did it, and then if you get the call back, great. If you don't, then it's on to the next. So I think learning that, the sooner you can learn that skill, the better for you in your career.
Best piece of advice I ever got was, if you're not having fun, and if you're not learning, find something else to do. Never stop learning, never stop exploring, never stop finding out what characters are about. I mean, this is a lifelong thing, and if you don't have the passion, find something else.
Alright, I think for me this one really hit this one, and it's easier said than done. Right? Like, be present, but don't be attached to the moment, right? So be in the moment, but don't be attached to the moment. Because when you have attachments to a moment, it's very easy to be disappointed. It's very easy to do your best, but don't be attached to it. So that you do your best, you give it your all, and then boom, from there you go on to the next thing. And for me, that was really an eye-opener and helped me a lot. So yeah.
So what some of them don't know, and this is my favorite part, is that y'all fought to be here, to be at this event. Like they invited like one or two of you, and then y'all came together as a team to make sure everybody that was going to be here. And I just want to applaud you guys for doing it. Like, there's not a lot of like, look, I do a lot of these Comic-Cons. The only time I get to see the One Piece cast is when I come to South Africa. Like, they're not really making appearances in the United States as well either. Like, they're kind of keeping it kind of low key. So, you have a real treat. You get to actually see these guys that they're just for you. And, you know, it was explained to me, like, your gift is the thing that you do effortlessly. And watching you all on screen, because the other weird thing is, I don't always watch all the stuff, but both times I recognize all of you because I watched the show. I enjoyed it, and y'all are effortlessly your characters. It's why you were there. You were picked because you were meant to be there, and that was the role you were meant to play. And I think everybody out here believes that as well. So here's how you can help them. Find them on social media, follow them. They're going to be doing autographs and photos here today. Make sure to swing by the tables, see them. That's how they get compensated for being here. So please support your fellow South Africans and your couple that aren't. And that's okay. And do me a favor, make some noise for these fabulous gentlemen. Let's do this one. We're going to do this with y'all. And do me a favor, everybody stand up. Let's get y'all right